medium tires, soft tires, and it's a different ball game, especially in Brazil. And let's not forget Lando. Like I said, the Red Bull engineers, because they saw Lando overtake Max when Lando made the first pit stop in lap 31, I think. They thought like, okay, let's not waste our time. Let's do it. Let's do the pit stop um, early on. So, but in terms of pace, I actually agree. Like Verstappen, if he didn't have that shocking qualifying, he could have had a good a good like. But the problem is with Red Bull. Why you didn't have that engine at the start of the race? Why does it have to take for a poor Verstappen performance in qualifying for you to have a new engine? Why you didn't do it like before the
Because
week?
they only took the engine because he started P16. If you take an engine,
Yeah,
yeah, you get a penalty. So if they decided to take the penalty, if Verstappen, for example, qualified P2, P3, if he took an engine, a new engine, he would put him about P20 or P20, even in the pit lane. So yeah, I think that the reasoning is they saw the car wasn't the best, so they put in a new engine. This new engine should help him in Las Vegas, but yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
Overall, I
But in terms of the championship, do you think it's over now? Do you think
yeah,
Lando
yeah, yeah,
is already secured the championship,
yeah,
or
yeah. Yeah, I think Lando has 100% secured the championship. He only needs two more points and 25 more points than 2 more points and 25 more points in the next two races, and he wins the championship. 2 more points than his
yeah,
25 points.
in Las Vegas? Yeah, I agree. Las Vegas, even McLaren are not the best. He
P2
just
was
needs to finish above
yeah,
Oscar.
yeah,
Just finish above Oscar, and in Qatar he could easily win and win the championship. But I think the most important thing for Lando is to win the championship. Doesn't matter whether he does it in Qatar, doesn't matter whether he does it in Abu Dhabi or Maldives or whatever.
no,
The most important thing he has to win. He needs to win the championship. That's it. Doesn't matter which place.
yeah. I think it's better for him. I think Lando. It's better for him to finish it early, to end it early. I think in Qatar, if he gets like P2, even if Verstappen wins and Lando gets P2 and Oscar says, for example, Oscar gets like P4, that means he gets um, uh, that mean he will technically can still win the championship in Qatar. I don't know, because I said 24. What I've read is 23 points more than Verstappen, or 24 points, and 2 points more than Oscar Piastri.
So yeah, Verstappen is 25 points behind Oscar. Oscar's 24 points behind Lando, and Max is 49 points behind Lando. So, you know, it's yeah, it's going to be difficult. But however, considering Oscar's form, considering the gap is 25 points between Oscar and Max, I wouldn't be surprised if Max gets second place.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't, but it's looking like this unless Oscar Piastri pulls off something in Qatar. It's one of his
Yeah,
best tracks.
Qatar might save him. Qatar might save him because he's usually good there.
Yeah,
Yeah, continue.
yeah. I said it might save him in Qatar. I said I think Lando will win the championship in Qatar. It's very win the championship in Qatar unless he makes a massive mistake in Las Vegas. I think he wins the championship in Qatar easily, like easily, like not even it won't be a challenge. With it won't be a challenge. For example, even if he gets, for example, if Oscar, even if he gets P3 and Oscar gets P2, um, I think he will still win the championship. I'm unsure though. I'm unsure. I can't tell 100%. But yeah, Oscar Piastri needs to win. Needs to win one of the next three races to actually have a chance. That's what I think, at least. If he
Yeah,
doesn't win a single race in the next three races, I think it's over for Oscar. It's over for him. Even P3 or P2s cannot save him anymore. I don't think so. He's 24 points behind, and Lando won't have with his current form. Lando won't have a disappointing race. I hope so, but I don't think he'll have a disappointing. I don't think in one of the races he's gonna finish like P8 and P6 and below. I don't think so. I think the max he could get is P5, Lando. But with his current form, I expect podiums until the end of the season for Lando. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think also what I'm also impressed by Lando Norris is that his mentality, he started to become a bit more, as you said, in Baku, he had that wake up call and he started to be a bit more aggressive. Like from Singapore until Brazil, obviously, you know, from Singapore, he absolutely bullied Oscar in that lap one. Yeah, you could say it was clumsy. Yeah, you could say you could have put him in the wall, whatever. But Lando was aggressive, and we criticized him for that in the past. And he was aggressive and he bullied Oscar. And from that onwards, from Austin, he performed well. He could have done better, but he performed really well. In Mexico, near perfection. In Brazil, near perfection. He's been a man on a mission, and he's been performing incredibly well. And what I also like in his interviews, people like I hear people like say that oh, in his interviews he's a little bit boring. He doesn't talk much. I mean, I'm sorry, but so you should define the driver's personality by not talking too much in interviews. So we should say that Kimi Raikkonen is boring then because he doesn't. I mean, what a lot of nonsense. I
And
think Lando, like what I like about Lando is that he does what he wants. He does not give a damn what others say, and he said it. He said that what the key things that one of the key important things is that he's doing is that he is not giving a damn about what others say. And that's right. You need to, if you want to win the championship as a driver, as Lando Norris is trying to do right now, you have to create a siege mentality. Yeah, as I said it, and I said it, I think after Mexico, he's been creating a siege mentality in the last 5 6 months, creating a siege mentality, like thinking like, okay, me against the world. You think I'm going to fail? You think you want me to put me down? You think I'm, do bad and make and you'll be happy that I'm failed? Okay, watch this, and that's the impressive of mental because sometimes where a lot of the times we have the image of Lando that he's the Mister Nice guy, whereas actually in the last months he can be nasty and he can be very dislikable. And listen, it's important in Formula One if you want to be dislikable, that's very good. Because let's not forget, when Max Verstappen was winning, he was disliked. When Vettel was winning, he was disliked.
mm,
When Hamilton was winning, he was disliked. And, in Formula One, if being the villain, as Lando Norris is becoming to be right now, as Verstappen was, being the villain is a great thing. It's something that you should embrace. So
I think
that's what I like about Lando is that not only he's doing well on track and he's performing amazing well, but by his personality, by his character, that he's like, you want me to fail? Okay, watch this.
I honestly think Lando Norris, first of all, has definitely changed in the last couple of years. For one example, I would say is I think people hated him from last year. I think from last year onwards, people started to hate him. People always hated Lando Norris outside of his fan base. I don't understand why, but they always hate him, and they always want him to fail. Uh, another thing I want to say is another thing I want to say was in qualifying, when he was parking up after qualifying P1, he didn't even Kimi was still crossing the line and he decided to park up in P1 and in front of the P1 bollard because he's
Yeah, that's
confident.
amazing confidence. Amazing confidence, by the
That's
way.
what you need in Formula One. You need confidence. You cannot be not confident. If you're not confident, you're not cut out for F1. Because if you lose confidence, you're not gonna be able to drive. That's it. It's simple. Many drivers have experienced that.
Yeah, I agree. Now, let's move on to as we talked about the race, let's talk about Ferrari because Ferrari, it was an absolute shambles. It was a double DNF in the race. But let's talk about
Wait,
something
yeah, yeah, I know it. I know what you're gonna talk
something
about.
controversial.
Yeah,
Something even more controversial. After the race, John Elkann, the president of Ferrari,
CEO, the
he said
CFO, but okay.
that yeah. Let me quote what he said exactly because I don't want to misinterpret what he said. He said that our mechanics have done a great job and we have one hand in winning the championship. When he says the mechanics, he means like the pit stops, like which is okay. And he says, if we look at our engineers, there's no doubt that the car is improved. I'm not sure about that. And then he also says, but the rest is not up to the standard. Like for example, we have drivers who should focus on driving and talk less. So as now there is 4 races to go, sorry, 3 races to go. Brazil is a huge disappointment, but we need to bounce back quickly to try finish second in the constructors championship. Oh boy. What do you think, Mohammed, on what he said?
Okay, your pit stops improved. That's one thing I've seen this season. But engineering wise, the car is dog shit. Like you brought upgrades, they were downgrades rather than upgrades. Your drivers are doing the best. Like for example, I'll give an example of him saying he's I'll give an example, discouraging or discrediting his comments. For example, in Hungary, where Charles Leclerc qualified P1, and the first half of the race he was in P1, but because the car is dog shit and the engineering is dog shit, he need the team needed to raise the pressure in the tires, which made the car less effective and less and basically he had less downforce, and he lost so much time, and you how can you say that's the driver's fault? That's more of the engineering stuff and more of the aerodynamics department for having a car that basically eats up the plank, eats up the plank, has high plank wear basically. Lewis Hamilton might not be at his best right now. We all know that Hamilton has not been the greatest this year. Has so many races where he's disappointed. But honestly, it's the engineering staff 100% is at fault, not the drivers. Maybe one driver is not performing to the best, but I don't think it's both drivers. Like it's not the driver's fault. It's more of the engineering's fault, and it's the whole team is. How do I say this? The whole team itself is not performing. I'll give another example. For example, McLaren had the same issue where CEOs and higher ups in the team go out in the media saying this type of stuff, and you see how the team used to be. They used to be shit. They used to be shit, not good at all. But once they decided to change the team, change the higher ups, form a better team environment, they started winning and started winning championships. That's how you win the championship. You do not go in the media discrediting your drivers and calling them basically dog shit, and you paid millions for them. It doesn't make sense. What is this?
Yeah, I mean, but this is, to be honest with you, this is the same thing I was talking about Ferrari. I think after Singapore, and I was saying that this is the heritage of Ferrari since 2008, blaming the drivers, blaming the team principals, blaming the car. Every year there's an excuse. 1 year is the car, 1 year is the team principal, 1 year is drivers. I mean, when the people of Ferrari in the engineering side and the people who are the president, etc., when they will take accountability, when, like, it's how you've gone 18, 16 years without winning a single trophy, and for you to still think the drivers are responsible for this, then you must be incredibly stupid. Yeah, like in the last 16, 18 years, Ferrari have had Fernando Alonso. They've had Kimi Raikkonen, who's still Ferrari's last drivers champion. Sebastian Vettel, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz. All of them, except Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, who are good drivers, are world champions. And you have the audacity and the tenacity to blame on the drivers? Are you crazy? Are you stupid, John? And I saw Jensen Button's comment in Sky Sports post when he was reacting to this, and he was saying maybe John should lead by example. And he's completely right because, like, John, what have you done? What have you done to earn the right to talk like this? What have you done? Like honestly, Ferrari, like and listen, Ferrari should, like the engineers should listen to the drivers on what they think about the car because they're the ones who drive it. As Agent Lewis said, I think yesterday or the day before, the drivers are very important because they drive the car and they see what they think what they see, and they look at what's happening and they drive the car. They look at the problems. They